Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another round of sound. This, every Sunday night, is the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown. I'm Bob Pompeani. Lots to get into. Pat Narduzzi with a little jab at Penn State's offense. We'll talk about that later in the program. Also, the Steelers, Week 1, St. Vincent College in Latrobe. But the #1 topic tonight, the trade deadline. Already, the Pirates have made a deal. Will they make more? Here to debate is your panel tonight. We have Jeff Hathhorn from 93.7 The Fan. Far left, in the middle, it is Mr. Jason Mackey from the Post-Gazette, who broke that story about Carlos Santana, and Chris Mueller from the PM team, 93.7 The Fan. So, Jason, I want to start with you on this one. Let's just start who's on first. Santana's gone. Hit a home run today, by the way, for the Milwaukee Brewers. You can debate Severino all you want. We don't know that. We won't know that for several years. What do they do in the meantime at first base?
Well, in the meantime, Pomp, it's looking like G-Man Choi and Connor Joe. And people might be upset at that. I don't know. If they got a taker for G-Man Choi, I think the Pirates would be amenable to a trade. Given the market for Santana, which was a little bit light, I have some doubts whether that's even possible. I think you're probably going to see a rotation. In the big picture, people want to know who's going to be their first baseman. I'm not sure they know, and that's okay. You might see Jared Triolo over there. Maybe Andy Rodriguez plays some. I think Henry Davis will be behind the plate. But this, to me, looks like you go into the offseason, you're going to add somebody via free agency. It's probably first base at this point.
Isn't it kind of a problem here that they don't know who their first baseman of the future is still? I mean,
maybe in
any other position,
right,
I would agree with you.
Triolo, I don't want Triolo
Nunez
playing it full time. He's got no pop in that bat. I see nothing there that suggests he can play a corner spot. Like Davis, maybe, if he doesn't stick as a catcher, Endy stays as the catcher, Davis's shovel glove comes out of right field, and maybe you teach him how to play first base. I don't know. I know you are a little higher on him in right field than I am, but
I'm higher on him in right field than I am at first base.
You said he was going to catch, though. Just now,
and he's going to catch.
But
yes.
by that, do you mean just the rest of the season they're going to give him a chance to
Ben
try it
Cherington
out?
said on Yin's radio station that he's going to catch after the All-Star break, which I take to mean, this will jump one of your questions, Pomp, but an Austin Hedges trade is imminent, likely, all that stuff, and I think it's going to open up some reps for Hedges.
So which AAA team is interested in Hedges?
Now, he didn't say how many games he was going to catch. He just said he would have the opportunity to catch. Listen, I don't think there's any team that has a farm system where they pluck every single position that comes up to be filled. Now it's time. Bob Nutting has said it. He has spent money on a couple of guys to keep them. Spend some money on some first baseman. There are plenty of them out there. You don't have to have your first baseman internally. There's a guy, Isaiah Seitler, who is doing well, but he's at high A. Mason Martin, everybody got excited about him. It turns out that he just couldn't get past AAA. He struggled there. Malcolm Nunez is a guy I know that's rehabbing in Bradenton. They got from St. Louis. That may be an option, but just find him from somewhere else.
I mean, it's pretty cheap. Like, at this point, you can go out in free agency and try to find two guys whose platoon splits make sense.
Yeah.
Just find a first base platoon. You can go relatively cheap here and say, okay, the guy who's going to hit left-handed against righties has to be the better of the two players. He's going to play more, and then just try to find somebody else who can hit left-handed pitching as a righty. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard.
I want to ask you, Jason, about Severino. He's 18 years old. A lot of people look at this and say, oh, you got to get more than that for Carlos Santana, who's playing very well at first base. But he is a very talented prospect.
Yep.
How soon can he be here, and do you think it's a good return for that?
I'm okay with it, Pomp. And I think I said this earlier. The market on Santana wasn't great. Like, they didn't have their pick of a whole bunch of different options. And basically what you can do in that situation, you can get a kid at AA, AAA, and the ceiling isn't that great. So they shot a little bit lower and said, okay, I mean, there's obviously more risk there. He might bust. But at the same time, he's somebody internationally, a lot of scouts, a lot of people like the Brewers gave him a nice bonus in the 2022 international signing period. So there's upside. It's going to be 5 years. It's going to be 6 years. And I know people get mad at the Pirates making those trades, but I understand the thought process behind it.
I'm not really going to rip it because, yeah, it's a lottery ticket, right? I mean, that was Tony Watson with O'Neill Cruz coming back. Yep. That was a lottery ticket on projectability. And if he gets healthy and does what they think he's going to do, he's going to be their franchise cornerstone. Especially don't feel that bad about it when Jason says, and Jason would know better than Jeff or than I would, that this wasn't much of a market. I think we all saw Carlos Santana play really slick defensive first base and start to hit right as he was getting, this time of year was drawing near. So maybe you'd think he's more appealing than he really is to other teams. But I got no problem with a lottery ticket. Better that than like a high AAA guy who's got like super utility guy ceiling at most. My God. We got enough of those in this system.
Not to rip on Santana either. I like Santana. He was great for this team, but he's a 37-year-old making $6.7 million with a 720-ish OPS on, it's.
And he brought in intangibles, and he did a nice job in the locker room. And defensively, he was outstanding.
Yep.
I mean, he really was. And considering the kind of first base play we saw, it was refreshing to see someone that could play the position, because we haven't seen that over the last couple of years. But there are plenty of other Santanas out there.
Chris, I want to ask you about what's next. You heard Jason say maybe it's Austin Hedges, and I don't know what you're going to get for him. Rich Hill, but the bigger names, Bednar and Keller. Do you expect? Would you like to see them move, those two?
No, I wouldn't like to see them moved, because I'm not going to assume that I'm getting a team's top 3 prospects for either, some absurd haul that makes obvious sense because it's going to make you better in the short and long term. So no, I would like to see that they keep these guys, because that tells me they are going to act like they can contend next year, and that they would then subsequently spend money towards shoring up a team next year.
Can also do it later.
For the record, I think they're at least an extra year away from where they think they're going to compete. Like, they think next year they might have a chance. I think it's more 2025, but keep them around unless somebody bowls you over. Meantime, old Rich Hill, he's going to snap off a 65-mile-an-hour curveball into the sunset and go do that for somebody else. I'm surprised they let him go today, by the way. I'm really surprised they let him pitch.
So give me odds on those guys, specifically Bednar and Keller.
I don't think they get traded, Pom. I don't know how.
Less than 10, but 25% chance or greater?
I'd say less than 10. I don't see a world in which they get traded. And here's how the Pirates are approaching this, and as they should. Like, the whole listening stuff bothered the living daylights out of me. Of course they're listening. Ben Cherington has listened on everything since he got here.
Everybody should listen.
And you're going to hear some things. Their ask on stuff coming back is astronomical. Like, just one example, their ask from the Arizona Diamondbacks was 2 top 21 prospects. Not 21 in the Diamondback system, 21 in baseball, and then some. Like, they're not going to get that return. But, I mean, that's the kind of deal that they're going to have to be presented with.
But that's okay to ask.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Okay to aim high. And you know what? I think Baltimore's intriguing. They just sent one of their starters down to the minors. They're in a fight. They will be till the end. If they have a deep farm system. If they offer a couple of really good prospects for Mitch Keller, I'd really listen.
We got to go to a break on that note, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the Steelers 4 days into training camp and some of the issues up there, including Mike Tomlin, who is due an extension. At least historically, this is what they do. He's not going to get one now. What does that mean, if anything? That's next on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.
#1 Cochran Sports Showdown is brought to you by #1 Cochran. Go one better.